I've got my tea, I've got a Tim Tam, I've got my sister's cat. We are ready to commence. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you guys are here. Today's video is one I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and that is a reading vlog with live reactions. I just basically haven't really worked out. The reason I haven't done one yet is because I haven't really worked out how I actually wanted to do them. But now I've sort of worked out a way to film them, because most of the time I mainly read when I'm on public transport, and it's not really an ideal place to film live reactions. So when I am going to be reading like on public transport, I'm just going to do like a little notes of like all my thoughts, and then I'm going to do like a sit down video after, like throughout the video, just to like wrap it up. So I actually pre-filmed the first book that I'm going to be reading. So that was all filmed last night, and then I'm going to start reading the second book today, which I'm really excited about. Also, I haven't actually told you what book I'm reading. I'm reading the Twisted series. I don't know if that's what it's called. The book with Twisted Love in it by Huang. I'm so excited. This is the second book. I haven't read it yet. This second book is like the entire reason why I'm actually reading this series. It's because I wanted to read this book, because this book just seems right up my alley. Basically, for those who don't know, from what I've gathered and from what I've read from the first book, is that this series centers around 4 best friends in college, and it's basically about their love lives, and they're all really rich. One of them's a princess, the other ones are like daughters of CEOs, one's an influencer, one's studying law, and it's basically about their love lives and about things that ensue. All their love interests are rich billionaire. It's basically these, but a bit darker from what I'm gathering. There is a dark undertones to it. I've been wanting to read this series for a while, and I've wanted to do a video for this series for a while. I was originally going to do a reading vlog on the Magnolia Parks books, but they're quite personal, these books, the Magnolia Parks books, and I just felt like they're meant to be read on my own time. Anyway, so I'm going to start showing you the videos I filmed yesterday.
I am disgusted. No. Well.
So I'm reading this book a bit quicker than anticipated. I'm about 200 pages in, and a lot has happened, which is fair enough because I'm like more than halfway through the book. But I started this book this morning, so I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm probably going to finish this book tonight. Basically, I thought, because I've mainly been reading this at work, I'm going to be reading Twisted Games and maybe the third book all tomorrow, so that I'll have a bit more of my live reactions from there. So I'm going to film basically the end of me reading this, and so you'll get my live reactions for that. But this, and I have a few videos throughout the day of just like funny things that I've witnessed reading this book. Basically my first impressions was Ava seems very sweet. Alex seems just mean for no reason. This is when I first started. It's a bit bleh. That's what I wrote down. Basically, like, and there was like a classic rom-com scene with her where you can see her bra at the start, which was like fine. Josh is kind of annoying. And I'm kind of dreading his book, but I want to read it in order. So in the comments, please let me know if I should skip. Some things in this book are just so cliched, but I still eat it up. Basically like the whole where she was like in that pool room and he like drove as fast as he can to come save her, and then she wasn't there. And also the scene with like Liam, it was just such a classic like touch her and you die basically, which is my favorite trope, so I'm not mad about it. Also, one critique, massive critique, is that I kind of hate how much they play up the Grumpy and Sunshine trope. It is my favorite trope. It very much is my favorite trope. However, I don't want to know that the characters are aware that he's grumpy and she's a little sunshine character. I don't like that. Like, I don't like self-aware books. Like, don't tell me that you're grumpy. Show me that you're grumpy. Bitch. I'm kidding. I didn't mean to swear. I apologize. But this video is quite explicit. Also, this, like, plot, like, the conflict just was not what I was expecting. Also, which I'm about to get, I'm about to get to it, but, like, as soon as Bridget mentioned she was getting a new bodyguard, I knew straight away. I was like, this man's gonna be her love interest. And I knew what was coming. Also, big plot twist, spoilers ahead. So yeah, basically, like, also I feel like this plot reveal should have been much later in the books. Basically, I kind of suspected that that Michael Chen wasn't Ava's father. Got that from basically get-go. Solved that. But yeah, and I'm kind of confused that it was revealed so early. Like, I feel like this is something like towards the end of the book, which is making me wonder, like, who's the true big bad, because it's clearly not Michael Chen. So I reckon maybe the person who killed Alex's father is going to be the big bad. I'm not too sure, but those were my thoughts so far. I'm enjoying it. Like, I don't think it's going to be my favorite book in the series. I think possibly I think the next book will be the next book is the reason why I'm reading this book why I'm reading this series in the first place. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do a little time lapse of my next reactions, because I'm gonna finish this book tonight, and then I'll start Twisted Games and potentially Twisted Lies, which I have to buy on my Kindle. The uncle did it. I'm telling you. Who the fuck is Elliot? Why is he near my gal? I think Alex just killed his uncle. Because why would he be late? Just gotta read and find out. Okay, theory time. Another theory. Alex is talking about his hacker. Like, how he has a hacker. In the past, he's talked about, oh, I have a guy. Like, he's just a guy. Which is normal. Like, he's not going to go into detail about that. He's just given the hacker a name, a code name. Goes by the name of Falcon. I'm sensing Falcon is going to come into play later. I think he's going to be a love interest. I think I'm a genius. Also, let me continue reading. Also, basically this chapter is just proving that the uncle is shady, and that it was Ivan Volkov, my uncle, called it. Hello? Hello? Yes, I called it. Thank you. I don't really understand the uncle's motive. Like, why would he... Because he's just passed over the company to Alex. So it's not like he wanted the company for himself, otherwise he wouldn't have made Alex CEO. So I'm just confused. Maybe it was another, I don't understand. Because why wouldn't the uncle, if the uncle wanted the company, which I'm assuming that's why he wanted the company. Like, that's why he wanted Alex's parents dead, so he could have the company. How many times am I saying company? Like, why? I don't really understand why he would raise Alex. Why couldn't he just hire someone to kill Alex? If he's went through the trouble to hire someone to kill his parents, you know? Why couldn't they finish the job, is what I'm trying to say. So Ava and Bridget are now kidnapped by Alex's uncle. Don't know how this happened. And now freaking Alex is pretending like, where the fuck is the bodyguard? How did they kidnap her when she's got Reese? I'm confused. Anyway, I better read so I can finish. But, and now Alex is pretending like he doesn't care about Ava. But he clearly does. Because he's a little bitch. I'm kidding. Yeah, Alex, I'm asking the same questions. Where was Reese, her ex-Navy SEAL bodyguard? Where was he? You can let him go, I told Reese. He's mine. I love Reese. He just seems so unfazed. Don't know where he came from. He just literally, I don't even know where he came from. He just came out of nowhere. Okay, so I just finished Twisted Love and I thought I'd do a wrap up of my thoughts. I fucking hated the singing part. So cringe. So freaking cringe. But nevertheless, they're together. It was a good way to, I guess it was a good callback to the karaoke scene. But yeah, I just wasn't feeling the ending. I just wanted to get to the second book. I don't know if I like this series. Everything just seems so cliched and just non-cliche mood, which is okay, it's valid. But I'm gonna quickly start the next book and give you all my opening thoughts. But I'm probably going to rate this maybe 3 stars out of 5. Like, I still enjoyed it, but it's not my favorite, you know? That was quick. Alright, I accidentally deleted yesterday's video where I was talking about the first few chapters of Twisted Games. I'm up to about 270 and I just wanted to talk briefly about what's going on. So, I fucking love Reese. I love him so much. He's definitely a fave. I do like him more than Alex, for sure. Love his backstory. Love him. All round. Love. The sexual tension is tensioning. The festival scene was so freaking cute, where he was like, he pretended it wasn't him that organized it, but it was really him, and that was just so, and I sort of knew that was going to happen, but it was still really, really cute. Also, I kind of wish there's more plot. Like, the shooting scene seemed like it just happened because something needed to happen, and it wasn't really to do with the overall plot. Like, I think with Ava's book, you sort of knew that Alex was plotting something, And you don't really get that vibe that she really needs protect. Like, obviously she's a princess, so of course she needs protection, but like there's not like an immediate threat that threatens her safety. Yeah, so I just feel like the author was just putting in things to happen. Anyway, the brother Nikolai, which I never thought I'd say this about a character named Nikolai, is such a dick. Like, why wouldn't you just have your girlfriend as a side? Why ruin your sister's life when you know she hates it? Because, anyway, change the law. Grandfather, change the law. And when Reese saved her in the rain, that was so cute. It was such like classic, like that's why like these books are like sometimes so cliched, because it was such like a classic like trope of her getting a concussion, he has to go save her, blah blah blah. But yeah, that it was cute, I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty cute scene. I want to know so much more about Christian. I just know we just know that he's Reese's friend and he owns the company, but I have a feeling, I'm pretty sure he's going to be Stella's love interest. And but I don't know how he's gonna, like, how they're gonna introduce him. But I'm really excited, because he seems a lot of fun. And I wish the girls were in it more. Like, I feel like I'm 200 pages in and like I haven't heard from Jules, don't know what she's doing, don't know what Ava and Alex are doing, don't know what Stella's doing. Like, I kind of wish we had more information about what's happening with the girls. Also, the Princess Diaries vibes are immaculate. If you want a book like Princess Diaries, especially the second movie of Princess Diaries, this is the book for you. Also, Reese mentioned that his father, who he doesn't know, is Eldoran. I think he's going to be a secret royal, and that's how they're going to be able to get married. And I'm just saying that because that's what I think, what's going to happen, because it's a romance book and it has to have a happy ending. It has to have a happy ending. So that's where I'm going to leave you guys. I'm going to continue reading. I'm hoping I get this book done by tomorrow, and then I'm going to take a break and read something else, but you won't know that. But I'm going to read something else in between, and I'm going to read the last 2 books. So there is a video before this one, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I'll have to love you and leave you. Peace out. She's going to repeal the marriage law. Exciting things. Hope she does, because I will not be letting Reese go. No, if I was her. Oh, the next page. Problem, I couldn't repeal the law on my own. I needed backup, and I had limited options. Wonder who she's gonna get involved. I'm gonna leave you guys right here, and then I'll be back tomorrow. Probably gonna be the same thing. I actually have a lot on tomorrow. I'm actually going out, so I probably wouldn't get a chance to read, but I will update you guys as soon as possible. Okay, I didn't actually get to talk about my thoughts for the ending of Twisted Games. I am right about to start Twisted Hate, so I'll get into that. Where I left off in that last clip, I basically talked about how Bridget was going to change the law, and she did it. My girl did it. I loved how she got Alex to help. I love how Alex is becoming like the go-to guy to solve all of their problems. I also need to know more about Christian. He is just, there's just something about him. I know he's going to be a main character. I think he's going to be Stella's love interest. I'm hoping he is. He has to be, because Stella is the only girl left, and Jules and Josh are obviously going to get together. So I'll just leave Stella, and he's been mentioned too many times to not be a love interest. So I'm hoping he is. What else? I loved how this book all up was like Princess Diaries meets is it The First Daughter? Is that the one with Katie Holmes and she's like the President's daughter? I think it's called The First Daughter. It's like a mix of that and I loved it, especially the scene where like Reese walks in and it has like all of Bridget's like potential suitors all up on that wall. That was really funny. Very much the Princess Diaries, which is Princess Diaries 2 is actually one of my favorite movies, so I did appreciate that. Also, one thing I do wish is that I feel like because obviously it was set in a different country, wherever Eldora is, but I just kind of wish the girls featured in each other's stories a bit more. Like, I felt like they don't really interact, so I can't really see their friendship, if that makes sense. Like, I just know that they're 4 friends, but I can't see that they have a friendship, you know? Also, I loved Reese's backstory. Well, I didn't love it, like, sorry, that came out weirdly. I didn't love his backstory, but like, I just feel so bad for him. I think by far he is the best male character in this series. He seems he just seems like a normal guy, whereas the other ones just seem like they're going through something, especially Alex and Josh. Just really, I mean, I don't know about Christian yet. I'm guessing it's Christian. I could be so wrong. It could be like a completely different character, but I think Christian and Stella are gonna get together. I just feel like, what's the word? He's just so much better than the others. Sorry. I love him. What else? Also, I saw the whole royal plot about Reese coming. I knew it straight away. As soon as they mentioned the law in the first place, I was like, in my head, Reese is probably going to be a royal. And as soon as they mentioned the Eldoran, that his father was from Eldora, knew it. I was like, he's gonna be, I thought, yeah, I was like, Reese is either going to be a secret royal, or like he's gonna still be Eldoran, so they can like change the rule a bit, because he's not, this part was like a bit confusing, because I was like, how is his brother, what's his brother's name, how's his brother a royal and Reese isn't? I think maybe the mum on, what's the guy's name? Terrence? I know it starts with a T. Tywin? I don't know. I'm gonna call him Terrence, which is Reese's long lost brother. I think maybe on his mother's side, that's how Terrence is a royal. Yeah, so he's not technically a secret royal, he's just a secret Eldoran, which is fine, which gets the job done, obviously. But I really like this book. I really like Bridget and Reese as a couple. Can't wait to see how they're portrayed in the next books. I'm kind of worried that Bridget and Reese aren't going to be that present in the next books, but that's alright. I've got one good book of them, so it makes sense, but I'll still be sad about it. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to Twisted Hate now. I'll do a bit of a reading thing today. I've got the whole day off, so we should be sweet. I might try and finish it all in one day. We'll see. Okay, so my first few thoughts is that, of course, Josh is still being a little sook about what went down between him and Alex. Like, at this point, if your sister's forgiven him, you should forgive him. I understand that his, like, betrayal went for a lot longer, but I also just, can't you see that your friendship was real with Alex? Anyway, but a scene we do need to talk about. Let me bring it up on my notes. This is basically just gonna be, okay, page 50 is when I highlighted it. I guarantee on page 50 that Christian is Stella's love interest, and this sentence just, I'll show it to you. it's just like cemented that they're going to be endgame. Like, I know they're endgame, and I'm so excited about it. Also, the ski trip, that was, of course, there was one bed. Of course, that had to happen. But I loved the part where she got a period and he like gave her a massage. That was really cute. Josh is slowly growing on me. And I'm very curious about Jules's past. I think she's like, there was something to do with her stepdad, something to do with her mum. I'm curious to how that is going to play out. But we'll just have to see. Okay, so I just finished the scene where they had sex for the first time. I think their spicy scenes have been so much better than Bridget's and Ava's. Like, they are just on another level. Like, I like them a lot more, and I don't know if that's because it's more hate sex, if that makes sense. Like, it is. This video is going to get copyrighted. Not copyrighted, flagged. Sorry. Yeah, their spicy scenes are a lot better than others. I think how it's going to work is that they're going to have a little arrangement, which is exciting. Okay, literally, if I just waited, the arrangement would have literally happened if I read a few more chapters. I'm up to the part where we meet Max. So Stella and Jules are celebrating like their sort of like a housewarming party, and this Max fellow comes along, and basically he's just been out of jail. He's clearly an ex-boyfriend of Jules, and he's blackmailing her, which is not fun, with revenge porn, which is literally, I hate. Anytime there is a storyline like this, I flip and hate it, because it's just so, I don't know, it's just always just icks me out, and I don't know why, just because it's like realistic, like it would happen. But I also just feel bad for Jules, because she thinks her career is going to be over if this sort of gets out. Whereas these days it's like, it might not happen, like your life might not get to fall apart. But also, I'm thinking if this is how the character Christian gets a bit more involved, I think Jules is going to ask him to delete the video, because he can do that. He can do that because he did it for Bridget and Ray. So I'm just trying to put Christian in the book more, because I love him so much. Also, again, just want to reiterate that Jules and Josh's sex scenes are so much better. I promise I'm not a little horn dog, but whew, they are spicy. Okay, the movie scene where they're watching Finding Nemo is so cute, and he's like watching her watch it to see if like she laughs at the same bits he does. Just so sweet. They're actually becoming a really cute couple. I'm hoping neither of them do anything. I know it's going to happen, because it seems like each book has like the breakup towards the end. So I'm hoping nothing happened. Well, I'm hoping something happens, but it's not a big deal. Like, it's just something getting in there. Like, I hope Max, I just know it's going to be a misunderstanding with Max, and I'm hoping that's not the case. Okay, I'm about halfway through, and Jules's mum has died. R.I.P. girl. And I just want to wrap Jules in a blanket. Like, I just want to give her a big hug and tell her that it's all okay. I loved how Josh came with her for the funeral and like missed out on his big trip to New Zealand. I thought that was quite special. Sort of cemented the fact that I think Josh is definitely growing on me. He's definitely has not surpassed Reese yet, but he's there. Yeah, it's a really sad, and he's also like, she kind of feels ashamed of her past, which I imagine like is quite real. Like their story seems the most grounded in a way, because they're both kind of normal people. So their story does feel really grounded, and I feel like Jules is ashamed of her past, but like her background wealth-wise, because she's surrounded by all these richer, well-off people. But yeah, you can feel the guilt she feels for like stealing, and also the guilt she feels by like being the reason Max is in jail. But it's also like not her fault, because Max is a dickhead. Yeah, I like this book. I just want to wrap Jules up in a blanket. Right, so it's a few hours later, and I've sort of been reading sporadically throughout the day, so I haven't actually been able to film. I'm up to the part where Jules has stolen Josh's painting and has given it to Max. I'm still trying to work out the significance of this painting and why is it so important, because it's been like made out to be like this really ugly painting. So I'm just confused as to why people want this ugly painting. Also, I love how Christian is just, because Jules got Christian, which I was right about. Jules got Christian to help with to steal the painting back and to like get rid of the video, which I knew he'd do. And I love how just him and Alex are becoming everyone's like go-to person. Also, we had a "Who Did This to You" scene with them at the hospital. And that's basically all I have to update. Yeah, I like how this story is going. This one feels the most grounded. Oh, I actually haven't talked about this scene. Actually, Josh has gone down on the list. He was up there for a while, but now he's gone back down. The scene where where he was like, she asked for his forgiveness, and he goes, "Yeah, I forgive you." And then after the end of them getting spicy, he goes, "I lied." The betrayal, I hate. That was wrong. That was me. And I get what Jules did was bad, but that was just atrocious that I had to read that. That was honestly atrocious. He's got a lot of work to do, that Joshy boy. He's sort of already solved it, but oof, I'm furious. Okay, I'm back. I just finished. Okay, where are my notes? Sorry, I didn't film while I was reading, because I was just like, it's just the same thing I'm showing you. Okay, I need Christian's book. That is where I'm at. Love that Jules and Josh reunited. They probably are going to be my favorite. They seem the most, well, besides Reese and Bridget, like they seem pretty normal. Like they're equally matched couple. Not sure about Stella and Christian yet, because Christian seems quite unhinged, but I'm going to love that. Also, I need to know who this Dante character is. He just seems, I'm pretty sure Anna Huang has another series, and I think he's the character in that. That's what I'm getting at, because I mentioned a fiance. Anyway, also, the painting is called Magda, which in Twisted Games, Christian calls Reese and is like, I need help with Magda. And then, so I'm curious to know what this painting's significance is, because it seems to have an overarching plot line, so I'm curious for that. Also, Alex and Ava are engaged, which is nice. Good for them. And I kind of liked how Jules and Josh were talking about it, and they were like, we're not going to get engaged and married for like a few years. I like that. I like when couples talk about that. But anyway, I did like this book. I was pleasantly surprised by it because, as you guys know, I wasn't really a big fan of Josh, but he grew on me. I'm still iffy. Love Jules. Love her. Yeah, that's my thoughts. I probably rate out of everything that, like, this actually felt like a pretty strong book. The first book, I think Anna was like finding her groove. The second book was really good, but I kind of wish the stakes were higher. But this book was really good. It kept me on my toes. The spicy scenes were spicy in such a good way. I really enjoyed those spicy scenes. Looking forward for Christian and Stella's book. I can't wait. I can't wait. Anyway, I'm probably going to start tonight. I'm so excited to read it. Please ignore this outfit. I'm dressed like a 14-year-old boy. Don't know why, because, well, I do know why. All my clothes are just dirty, and these is the only remaining combination. Today, I'm very excited. I'm starting Twisted Lies, which is my most anticipated book in this series. This video is taking a lot longer than I anticipated. I was hoping I'd get all 4 books done in a week. It's been like 2 since I started this. So we will commence now. Also, I stupidly have to edit everything tomorrow. And that's like depending on if I finish reading today. Lord, and it's currently, guess what time it is? It's 5 o'clock. I spent this whole day procrastinating reading because I was just so excited to read it. But that's alright. I'm going to make a cup of tea. You're going to come and make my tea. And then we're going to commence. I've got my tea, I've got a Tim Tam, I've got my sister's cat. We are ready to commence. Okay, so I finished the first few chapters. Christian is already so down bad. I heard this book was a slow burn, so I'm hoping it's not too... I'm struggling to see how it's a slow burn because Christian's already there. Like, he is already committed to this woman. Love Stella. She's so cute. I love her POV. She's just trying to hustle, and I appreciate it. She's just trying to achieve her goals. I love how Christian happened to be at that dinner. That was really funny. And then he was actually giving her advice, and he like calmed her down, and he told her like, oh, Louisa likes her. That was really cute. He's just already so obsessed. Sorry, I'm going to be looking at my notes. Also, there's totally going to be a Dante book and about his fiance. The painting, Magda, she's really going through it. She's camp. I imagine the painting to be like really camp. Really abstract. What's the bet? Because it's like Christian technically bought the painting. I bet it's like belonged to his dead mum or something. That's my theory. He's already so down bad for her, and I'm so scared he's the stalker because he seems to know a lot about her. But like, he's also supposed to be helping her with the stalker. I'm so confused about their arrangement and why they're like fake dating when it's so like obvious they both like, obviously, like Christian is obviously so, I know he doesn't want to admit it, but he's so in love with her, and it's like, why not just be together? Like, why can't he just explore those feelings he's feeling, you know? Okay, so I just finished, well, I haven't finished, I'm about halfway through, and I just want to talk about a few things. I fucking love how attentive Christian is. When he got her that watch to go to the dinner, I really like that scene. I just thought it was so cute. Another scene I really loved was, which is what I've sort of been craving this entire time, was when the group got together. So all the girls were hanging out, all the boys were hanging out. It was just a lot of fun because we get to see the girls interact a little bit, but we don't really get to see all the male characters interact. So that was fun. I love when Josh got upset because Alex was playing chess with Christian. That part was really funny. And yeah, it was good to see all the dynamics, especially because of and now that Bridget and Reese were there actually in person, that was really cool. What else can I talk about? The dinner with the family. That scene made me so angry. I feel so bad for Stella. I'm so glad she stood up to herself though, and I'm so glad Christian stood up for her. Yeah, I fucking hate her sister. What a bitch. But yeah, well, I'm glad she's out. I'm glad she's free of them. I'm hoping she will be. And also what they said about their nanny, that was so mean. I was like, well, if you just raised your children, maybe they wouldn't resent you so much, you know? Hello? This is the day after I filmed yesterday. It's currently 8 o'clock at night. It's Tuesday. I'm hoping this video is going to be out by Wednesday, or maybe I'll just leave it for another week so I can be like I always post on Tuesdays. But you know what? It's just going to come out when it's going to come out. But I finished Twisted Lies. For some reason, whenever I read on my Kindle, I read so much quicker than what I would with a physical book. And because I was at work, I was just like, I'm going to finish it now. I need to finish it now. So where I left off yesterday, I was talking about the family dinner. A lot has happened. So much has happened. The Hawaii trip happened, and it was everything I wanted it to be. It was so spicy. He literally bought an entire beach. Well, not really. He like paid everyone so they'd have the beach to themselves, and then spicy things ensued, and they kept ensuing. I really hate her parents. Also, throughout this whole book, in the back of my mind, I was like, is he the stalker? Is he the stalker? Is he the stalker? Is he the stalker? And when she found those papers in the office, I was like, oh my gosh, he is the stalker. And I was so upset. I was like, I put the book down, and I literally just sat inside. I was on the train. I literally just sat listening to my sad music because I was like, he's the stalker. And I was like, once again, I'm in another hunting Adeline situation, and I was just not living for it. But then she sort of like said that she knew he wasn't the stalker, and I was like, what? Because like, it's quite incriminating evidence. Anyway, and it just turns out, which explains why he was like obsessed with her from the beginning. Like, he already knew her before she ever met him, which is crazy to think about, that he's just been like not he, but like he just like left it. Like he saw her and was like, oh my gosh, who's that girl? I need to know. And he found out everything, and then he just let it be until he met her again and let her move into the apartment. So love, anyway, which was fine. Very creepy, but also, like, if I was Stella, I probably would have forgiven him way sooner. But that's just me. Was not expecting the blind side of, what's that guy's name? I literally just forgot his name. The Christian's like right hand man, Cage. I think his name's Cage. Did I just make that up? I think I just made that up. Anyway, I'm gonna call him Cage. Was not expecting that blind side, just because like he was mentioned before, so I was just like, oh, he must be a good guy. And he helped Jules that one time. So I was like, he must have been good. Was not expecting that. You know who I wasn't expecting? The Stalker. I was expecting the Stalker to be like one of the, which he kind of was, one of the people from Christian's competitors' company. But that didn't really make sense. But the reporter, it being Julian, the reporter, that was actually crazy. And I feel so bad for her, because like the whole situation just felt like, that whole Stalker situation just felt really real, because she's an influencer and she talked about like the precautions she's taken as an influencer. Also, I found the whole her being an influencer job to be really like unique in a book, just because it's a new sort of job, and so and it's like a way, because I feel like a lot of heroines in other romance books, they always get like media jobs or like journalists, fashion editors, fashion designers, like that's all their jobs. So I found like the influencer job, like it's going to become sort of like the journalist job that they always have, which might just be off a weird tangent, but that was that's my opinion on it. Anyway, I didn't understand Christian's mindset of like not being in love, and I think that was like one of the main things, not believing in love, and I think that's one of the main things that like made me so confused reading this, is because it was like so clear that he was in love with her, but like he just wouldn't like admit to himself that he loved her, and that was the most frustrating part to read. But overall, oh my gosh, the epilogue. We have to talk about the epilogue. I was just about to wrap it up, but I literally forgot about the epilogue. I found it so cute to see them all together, and that Alex and Ava had 2 twins. Bridget had a daughter. Jules was engaged, and I think they were, Stella and Christian were expecting. That was so, it was the perfect, I will say it was like one of the perfect epilogues in a book. It was just so cute. And overall, I'll say this series, I'm gonna rate the entire series as a whole as probably a 3 out of 5 stars. The first book wasn't my favorite, and I actually started to enjoy Twisted Hate, but it's still not my favorite. So my ranking, I think, goes Twisted Lies is number 1, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, and then Twisted Love. Twisted Lies was just so good, and a lot of people, went on TikTok after it was finished, a lot of people said it was really boring, but I really liked it. I liked the slow burn aspect of it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think Reese and Christian are my favorite male characters. I like Josh and Alex are just there. I like Jules a lot as a female character, and I like Stella. They're probably my 2 faves. Didn't really care for Ava, not gonna lie. sorry Ava stans. And Bridget, I like Bridget, but like she was just there as well. Like I felt like Jules and Stella had more of a personality, if that makes sense. But overall, I did enjoy the series. I do definitely recommend it for the romance girlies. Probably I've already read this book, and I'm late to the party. But yeah, let me know if you liked my first reading vlog. Like and subscribe if you want to. I'll appreciate it a lot. Love you all. See you next Tuesday. Mwah.